Headmaster, the Reverend Bill Robson, guests, teachers, boys. When I was sitting there just now, I was thinking that the last time I stood here, on this stage, was over 10 years ago, when I gave a speech on the annual speech day as a head prefect. Time flies, I'm much older now, but one thing hasn't changed, that I'm still a very proud DBS boy. This morning, I want to talk about inter-school athletics. I would like to share with you my experience as a DBS athletics team supporter. Yes, I said supporter, as luckily, unlike Louis, I was never good enough to be a member of our famous athletics team. But I do have much experience as a supporter, and as a matter of fact, I haven't missed a single athletics final at the One-Share Sports Ground since my graduation back in 1996. My first taste of inter-school athletics came when I was a junior boy. At that time, we lost the overall title to our friendly rival, LSC, for 5 consecutive years. As you know, it's always a big thing in our school losing to LSC, not to mention 5 years in a row in athletics. I recall that there was a special issue of non-regular covering this big matter, interviewing our students, all saying how desperate they were to win back the title. And I would never forget that final day. In my days, DBS had a big presence at the One-Share Sports Ground. We occupied a big chunk of space in the spectator stand, including areas now occupied by DGS and Wyoming College. And in my days, even if we were not allowed to go in the morning, we would go after lunch or after school to support our athletes voluntarily. On that final day, we cheered non-stop and wholeheartedly during the whole day, even during the girls' events. The cheering for the DBS athletes was literally overwhelming. We knew we had a good chance to win back the title before the relays, and to our surprise, we won the Grand Slam eventually. 5 years of defeat, we didn't give up, and we came back to win in style. Some of us cried. Most of us lost our voice the next day, only because we all wanted to win so badly as a school together. Then I went to Form 4. I remember that Mr. Lowcock, one of our former headmasters, gave us a very inspiring speech during the assembly before the athletics final. Mr. Lowcock said, I can still remember clearly, of course winning is important, otherwise why bother to compete? But there is something more important than winning. It's the way we win, and sometimes, or rarely, the way we lose. I think Mr. Lowcock wanted to remind us all that what makes us so special is our unique DBS spirit. A victory wouldn't be a good one if the athletes and supporters are not doing their best of the best and not fighting for glory in unity. We, as brothers of DBS, should always win together and lose together. That's the important thing. Then I became a prefect in 06. We spent 2-3 weekends in school working on the banners, and we were all very excited to have the chance to lead the cheering on big day. I remember that on the final day, we carried out a very interesting experiment. We sent a few prefects to the LSC area to see whether our cheering could be heard in that end of the spectator stand. I've got to say this is a very dangerous task for obvious reasons, and the result was positive. We were very satisfied that they could hear our cheering. But boys, to be very honest, very honest, I'm not sure whether the result would have been the same had we done a similar experiment in recent years. And if you will bear with me, I just want to share my experience, that it annoys me, just annoys me a bit, when nowadays the wine boys, no disrespect at all, only 20, 30 of them in front of us, will sometimes cheer louder than us, who are in hundreds of numbers. It also annoys me when during 1500 meter races, that our boys will only stand up and cheer our athletes when they are running in front of us. So do you really think that it's too big an effort to stand up and cheer our athletes all the way during the race, bearing in mind that they are competing on the track for the glory of nobody but us, DBS? Boys, you are all smart and bright young gentlemen, otherwise you wouldn't be here in the first place. So as I've said at the outset, I'm not here this morning to teach you anything, far from it. I'm just here today to share with you my experience as a DBS schoolboy, just like what you might do 10, 15 years later. But I do want you to realize one thing, that inter-school athletics is not only about our athletics team and trophies. Inter-school athletics is an occasion where the school can get together to fight for glory in unity. Do not underestimate your importance as a supporter. You as a supporter are as important as your ones running and jumping on the track and field. Boys, remember, the greatness of DBS does not lie in the trophies we win or the number of distinctions we achieve in all exams. I believe that the greatness of DBS lies in the students. We all boys, and of course more importantly, you guys, the students currently studying in the school. Many things have changed, which is inevitable as time goes by. I noticed that physically, the school campus is very different. It's much better than one compared with mine in my days. But something must be preserved, and that includes our school spirit, which relies on you to keep this fine tradition and pass it on to the future generations of DBS boys perpetually. So March is approaching. It's inter-school athletics again. It's an opportunity for you to show that you guys are ready to take this school forward. It's an opportunity for you guys to show that you have the ability and heart to do as well as, if not better than us, the older generations. I really look forward to seeing you all at One Chai Sports Ground on the 13th of March, supporting our beloved school together. DBS forever. Thank you.